Your phone tells you the future. A god forces you into a death game. And the girl who loves you is a psychotic killer. Mirai Nikki is one of the wildest, most divisive anime ever made. And we need to talk about Yuno Gasai. Yukiteru Amano is a bystander in his own life, his only friend an imaginary god. One day, this god, Deus Ex Machina, forces him into a battle royale for the throne of reality itself. His weapon is his cell phone, now a future diary that predicts everything happening around him. Suddenly, the lonely observer is a target for 11 other diary holders, each with their own unique predictive power. The show throws you straight into the chaos with zero warning, and the disorientation is brilliant. Let's be honest, you don't watch Mirai Nikki for the protagonist. You watch it for Yuno Gasai. She is the absolute blueprint for the yandere archetype. One moment she's a sweet, devoted classmate. The next, she's wielding an axe with terrifying glee. Her entire existence revolves around protecting Yuki, and her love is a possessive, murderous force of nature. She is the show's engine, its greatest spectacle, and the reason it remains so infamous. Without her, this is just another death game anime. Now for our hero, Yuki. He gets so much hate for being useless, cowardly, and constantly crying. And you know what? It's completely justified. He's a normal, terrified 14-year-old boy thrown into a situation where trained killers are hunting him. His utter dependency on Yuno isn't a character flaw, it's a survival tactic. This makes their dynamic so much more twisted and compelling. He's not a hero you root for, but a victim you can almost understand, which is far more interesting. The core concept of the future diaries is genuinely brilliant. You have the escape diary, the murder diary, the follower diary, each one forcing its user into a unique playstyle. This leads to some tense cat and mouse games of out-predicting your opponent's predictions. However, the quality of the diary holders is wildly inconsistent. For every clever opponent like the 12th or the calculating 9th, you get some who are basically cartoon villains and feel like filler before the next real confrontation. This show's pacing is absolutely relentless, and I mean that as both a compliment and a criticism. Mirai Nikki operates on pure shock value, rocketing from one brutal death to the next insane plot twist without giving you a moment to breathe. It's impossible to be bored, as the show constantly escalates the stakes to absurd levels. The downside is that this can lead to emotional burnout. After the 10th betrayal or shocking murder, the impact starts to lessen, becoming less horrifying and more expected. While the story is laser-focused on Yuki and Yuno, a few other diary holders manage to steal the show. Mine Uryu, the 9th, is the best example. She starts as a chaotic terrorist with an eye patch, but develops into a complex anti-hero with a surprisingly touching character arc. Then there's the charismatic detective, Akise Aru, who serves as a genuine rival. Unfortunately, most of the other players are just footnotes, existing only to die in spectacular ways and raise the body count. The final act of Mirai Nikki takes a hard turn into science fiction, and it's a make-or-break moment. The revelation about the true nature of the world, time travel, and Yuno's real identity recontextualizes the entire story. Personally, I found it audacious and memorable. It explains so much of Yuno's unhinged behavior and elevates the plot beyond a simple death game. It's messy and convoluted for sure, but the sheer ambition of the twist is what makes the ending so unforgettable. If you strip away the explosions and axe murders, what is Mirai Nikki actually about? For me, it's one of the most extreme portrayals of toxic codependency in fiction. Yuki is helpless without Yuno's protection, and Yuno has no identity without Yuki to obsess over. Their love is a horrifying symbiosis built on fear and manipulation. The show is a dark look at what happens when two broken people decide their twisted world together is better than no world at all. Watching this over a decade later, some parts definitely show their age. The early 2010s edgy aesthetic is very prominent, from the character designs to the nu metal opening theme. The yandere trope, which Yuno basically defined for a generation, has been done to death since, sometimes with more nuance. And the show's reliance on convenience to solve certain plot holes can be frustrating. It's a product of its time, a time when shock and gore could carry a series much further. So, should you watch it? If you need a tight, logical thriller, probably not. But if you want a cult classic that is messy, shocking, and unapologetically insane, absolutely. Produced by Studio Azred and released in 2011, this 26-episode series from director Naoto Hosoda adapts the manga by Sakai Eisuno. It's a landmark action horror, even if its analyst score sits at a divisive 69 out of 100. It's an experience you won't forget, for better or worse. Thank you so much for watching this dive into a true classic of chaos. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe for more reviews. I'm always looking for the next show to cover, so let me know in the comments. What anime, film, or series should I break down next on Top Screen Tales?